for it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Baron just said something very wildly inappropriate. Thank goodness you didn't hear that.
Wow.
Welcome to StarCrossed Gamer Podcast. He didn't really. I keep making that joke, but he never actually says anything. How's it going? Uh, 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 all you rebels and stormtroopers out there, you Elden Ring collectors and your tree sentinels.
Oh, the
I
damn tree
am
sentinel.
Johnny. I do a thing here and there for level 1 gaming, and as
Gaming.
always, I'm joined by the one, the only Baron J Tree Elder punching bag. How is it going?
Down with the Sentinel, and all of his lies and his superpowers. Bro, you don't understand how disheartening it was to see him all of a sudden, because out of the 6 times at that point that he had curb stomped me, the fact that he busted out this giant magical shield that not only blocked a spell, but it completely reflected it. And it was, excuse me, it was one of the most like jaw dropping moments. I was like, are you serious? Like, just when you didn't think he could come up with anything else to hurt you with, he shows up with this.
At
But
least it's
yes.
at least it's like a magic shield and not like a magic handheld crossbow.
Oh my gosh. Bro, look, guys. Flameser, Kiddo, what is up, everybody? I really appreciate you guys stopping by. Thank you so much. It truly does mean the world to me. But me gets to ranting entirely too much about Elden Ring for the next 50 some odd minutes, how about we talk a little bit about a game that is taking up a lot of space on my hard drive right now, external hard drive, but I don't regret it, and I'm not gonna uninstall it because one day Fame's rig is gonna be able to run it without wheezing.
You see
And
Elden Ring?
uh, is it Elden Ring? No, it is Lost Ark.
Lost Ark. I've never heard of this title.
Yeah, go ahead and break down Lost Ark.
Well, Lost Ark is an MMO, like no other. This one is Korean in origin, right?
Yes.
Or, yeah. So as you can probably expect, it's a little bit more kawaii than, say, SWOTOR or ESL.
It
A
is
lot of
very
the
cutesy.
characters,
Very cutesy.
a lot of the characters have those very iconic haircuts, like the super spiky haircut, and then like the bowl cut to the one side with like the varying like arches or points or whatever you call them. So it's that, but it's still fun. You cross the seas once you are you get good, and you get to visit all the different continents who are all so unique. You got your StarCraft 2/Kenshi place. You got your Asia place. Um, you got your medieval European in Lutera, and then there's like
Mm.
dwarves and elves on the other side of the world, which must be incredibly fun because we love elves here at Level 1
Oh
Gaming.
yeah, elves are the best.
I mean, if you didn't play Married Dominion in ESL, I mean, just block me now, right?
Johnny, let the good people know where these elves hurt you.
Well, you see, they started a transcontinental war to push the elves are superior narrative,
Mm.
and obviously that's not true. So
Like obviously,
and they call humans just like big walking talking babies, and that's not right.
yeah, because we're
Um,
always better than that.
yeah, I mean, yeah, like we came up with like a book, that's not very man baby. Checkmate, elf.
Hey. Look, guys. Oh god. Okay, just what what do you enjoy about this game? Like, what's when it comes to Lost Ark? Because I know right now we're looking at gameplay of me getting thrashed in Elden Ring. But what is the most what's got you the most? What's hooked you about this game?
What's got me the most is the fact that there is like all these different places to go that are very diverse. In terms of gameplay, it's like every other MMO basically. I mean, it's enjoyable, but at the same time, you're skipping through all of the text and you're just watching something on another screen as you play. Um, there's no real need to pay attention either. Um,
Have you ever played an
it,
MMO where like you just needed to truly know the story in order to not only engage in it but to enjoy it?
SWTOR, because every conversation you have with the quest giver is animated and voice lined.
Oh,
Yeah,
holy
they
crap.
went all out. You know,
That
if you're
sounds
just talking
expensive.
to well, it's Star Wars, you know, it's the best IP
Hmm.
out there. You know, Gennaro Imperial Captain is like, our men are getting gunned down out there. We need you to help. And then you can have like varying different things to say. So not only is every conversation in their voice, you know, they also have varying different branches. It all just boils down to accepting or not. But I mean, you know, the fact that an effort was put in says a lot.
True. For me, when it comes to MMOs, I often, what's the word I'm looking for? I often drop them like a lot of other games that I play. And I usually drop them quicker because of how much you need to invest time wise, and if you, and then how much you miss out on the moment you skip a day. Like for example, when we were running Red Dead, I had gotten up to I think like a week straight of logging in, and then one day I wasn't home to log in, and I didn't know that my Rockstar account went across all consoles. So my little brother came over today and he was playing Red Dead on my Xbox, but he was online, and it creeped me out because I seen the guy that I created on the PC version of Red Dead, and I didn't know it crossed over like that.
See, I didn't let that didn't happen to me.
And
Like
what throws me
usually,
off about that is it makes me think that I buy the PC version for no reason.
well, I mean, you wouldn't have been able to get a free download.
Wait, what you mean?
Well, like you bought the PC
Oh
version
yeah,
and there's
yeah,
no
yeah.
crossplay.
So that's so weird. How is it that my character can go back and forth, but there's no crossplay? That is strange.
Um, they're the big brother that stole the attention from Red Dead GTA. They don't allow crossplay or switching your character over from console to console. So either you are very scarily accurate with a recreation of your original character, or shenanigans.
I call shenanigans because I mean, the same hat, the same jacket, same location. I was in Saint Denis. It was pretty weird.
Hmm. Uh,
I don't know how that happened. Maybe somebody can explain it to me, and maybe it's a simple thing of your Rockstar account is your Rockstar account. Um, but to not have crossplay, but allow me to swap my character back and forth. I mean, that's not a completely foreign thing because I know with Destiny, you could switch your character back and forth around consoles, so it's not a completely foreign concept. But I don't know. It was just super weird.
yeah, I mean, if you can't go from 360 to one, I mean, I don't know how they'd let you go from console to PC.
Yeah,
I mean,
super weird.
unless they have like an internal logic, but I don't know. It's
Yes,
strange.
but back to the point, right? Um, the daily stuff, and then I have a bad habit of playing a lot of games. Um,
Yeah, you do.
I have a extremely bad habit, and then often what else will happen is I will play a lot of games, and then I'll turn around and get a game to review. So then I'm like down for like a week and a half of just playing that one game because of course I want to do my best to complete it and write up a good review. And then it just it's just always something, right? Like for example, I almost bought a special edition of a game, and I was laughing with Fame because I was like, dude, I just told myself no, and it was extremely weird. Like I really almost just bought a game, and I was like, no, I'm playing Elden Ring. I probably not even gonna open the box because it's a collector's. It's the collector's edition or the premium edition, and I was like, no, just stop. And
Uh,
I
eBay
practiced a
in 10
little.
years' time, then.
Man, look, I right, I practiced a little self control, and it was awesome. I'm proud of myself. You know, you got to take the small victories where you can get them.
It's a little, yeah, it's like a game of take and give. You give yourself self control, you take away Valheim.
Okay, and then Valheim, right? So I really want to complete that game.
And
I
we're not close to winning
I
either.
I know we're not close, and I'm thinking once I get another victory under my belt with the title, you know, I beat Dying Light 2. Um, I'm making some serious progress in Elden Ring. Like, funny enough, off cam, I ended up beating like two bosses, maybe three.
Uh-oh.
Um, yeah, I did some work, and then I've been farming like crazy, like a madman. I've just been farming. Like the gear you're seeing on camera now, I'm wearing that
The heck is that in the background?
in the background. What are we
Is that
looking
like a
at?
chest or like a house on legs?
Oh yeah, it's like a castle on legs with a bell as a scrotum. That's what I call it. It's got a bell nutsack.
Okay. Is that a boss or is that just a thing you can
I'm
climb?
gonna be honest. I didn't go engage with it because I just did not feel prepared mentally. And then at this point, I think I was low on something, and I was like, nah. Or maybe I had a lot of souls, and I wanted to go turn in, go level up. I believe so far. Oh, but we're supposed to be talking Lost Ark, Lost Ark, Lost Ark. So I put games down. I want to get back into Valheim. Valheim is not only it's because it's something special. It's truly an enjoyable and pretty game. But then we've invested so much time, and especially you, like, and that's a big reason why I want to finish it. Not only because of how much time you invested, but just it is a pretty game that deserves to be completed. Like I love low polygon games, low polygonal games, and it's right like right there in my up my alley.
And think of all of our adventures with getting a boat stuck on the other side of the world.
Oh my god, we've had so many situations like crazy escape stories. Like we've had at least 3 moments where we wanted to just quit. Um,
Oh, yeah.
'cause- yeah, like we've had some extreme moments. But the point of me even bringing up any of that is it's easy for me to move on from games. So to have such a game that requires so much of you in one world, um, it's I I I can't see myself diving into that one game forever. I have to figure out a way to where maybe I can play it like an hour or so a day just to kind of get something done and be in the world. Almost treat it like a mobile game. That that's like the only way I think I'll be able to play it extremely long term. Like it's meant to be played. Like be one of those characters that's max level, that's out just farming for whatever new drops that the devs create every month. You know what I mean? Like to fully get to that point.
Oh, so
It
you're like one of the guys that goes around challenging people who just started the game, and only to call them scrubs when they decline.
oh Lord, not that bad. I don't want to be that dude who's sitting out in
I've
the
been
town
playing since
beginnings.
day one. You know, like as if this was WoW, because
Right.
I don't think there's any expansions for Lost Ark. Yeah, I've been playing since Classic. You know, you're not playing the game right. Oh, I
Yep.
love those kind of people.
Oh, dude, they're constantly telling you like, oh, your build's not right. Oh, you're broken. Oh, you're
Uh,
like
why
why are
aren't you
you?
running the stem build? That's been the meta since point 3.
Yeah, that. I'm glad I don't run into too many of those. Um, because that definitely would not. That's not cool in my book.
No.
But I'll say this: Lost Ark is extremely fun. It's pretty. It. I wish there was more weapon designs. Like that is weird of a complaint as that is, because you don't really like you can't really see your weapon until you like zoom up on it.
Well,
But for
that's because you have pistols. You know, if you had freaking sword twice as long as you wouldn't have that problem.
that is true. I want, dude. Oh, so the gear set you're seeing on the enemy I'm fighting, I have that entire. Well, I think everything but the arm, the bracers, but I have that whole gear set, weapon, sword included. And I
Nice.
took on like 5 more deaths. Oh, just fighting that red dude. I don't know if you guys were watching. Well, I'll talk about that in a bit. Um, but Lost Ark, the combinations of it all, it's ridiculous. Like you seriously get to weave together such dope combos, and then the whole idea of building a certain putting together certain stats, certain
Putting
not
together a
stats,
team.
right? No, but what's the word I'm looking for? Um, debuffs, putting together certain debuffs like the stunning or the freezing or the burn. Like it's especially with the pistol, shotgun, rifle combo. It's really fun, and I feel like I'm like mashing the hell out of my keyboard while I'm playing it.
Yeah,
Um,
with my artillery guy, that nobody's really able to get close because everything either stuns them or like pushes them back or freezes them so that they move very slow. It's fun. It's a fun build. Well, like not build because that's something different. It's a fun class.
yeah, man, because that whole stun effect is legit. Um, and I, what throws me off is fear, the fear effect that
Oh
random enemy.
God.
I came across a random mini boss. He was in the encampment. You know the little when the marker pops up and he's got the helmet with the horns.
Yeah.
Um, so I come across this random boss and I'm like, oh, I'm about to wipe the floor with him. He almost kills me because he has a fear effect and a bunch of dudes spawn near him. And it was just,
Oh.
bro, it was, and then because it was a mini boss, there's not that huge AoE thing where it like kind of lets you know you're about to get hit with fear. It just freaking happens. Like he just does the ability and it doesn't have a crazy cooldown. So I'm sitting there just stuck. Fear, I feel like that has, like, I haven't been on Reddit or anything. I haven't checked any message boards or deep into Twitter about it. But the fear effect has to be the most hated, complained about debuff that an enemy can have.
Yeah, I mean, like similar things happen in other games. Like for instance, Galaxy of Heroes, totally different game, but even that
Gotcha.
has a fear effect that does the same thing. It's just like, oh my God, it's the most annoying thing in the world. Because like, it's not necessarily like burning. You know, oh, you know, you're taking
I'm
damage
taking a
over
bunch of
time.
damage. Yeah.
You know, or like, you know, silence, or I don't know what else you'd call it, but it's like you know, you're not able to use your abilities for a
Yeah,
couple
silent.
seconds.
Yeah, use
This
silence
one
is
just
right.
takes away all of your control.
Yeah, you
It
like you
just lets
completely,
everyone mash on you.
and they don't stop. It's not even like, oh, hey, let me slow down. oh, we're taking, maybe we respect the fact that you're in a bit of a debuff situation. No, not at all. You are just getting pummeled. And then if
It's
they have any other abilities that stun you or kind of freeze you or slow you or anything like that, you still will get caught in that on top of the fact that you're in the fear debuff. So you're just, it's almost like not
getting
instant
stun
death.
locked.
Yeah, you get stun locked over and over and over, and it just, it 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 becomes infuriating. But that's so far with Lost Ark. That's been my biggest complaint, and thank God you don't see too much of it. Like not enough to where I'm just feeling extremely like I gotta put the game down.
Yeah, it's only one of like I don't know, 10 different debuffs I think that like the bosses will have.
Yeah,
No, it's not the end of the world.
like it doesn't. It's not a game breaking thing, and I'm glad for that. But it's that bad. Like it's like I wish I was downplaying it. It gets pretty bad.
Imagine they put something like that in Halo.
Oof.
It's like a power weapon. It's like the
Closest
freeze ray.
closest thing they have to it would have to be like the skewer when you're in a flying vehicle.
Oh, it's the instant death.
It's just instant. It's like I swear he dicked my wing, and then you get clipped on the wing, and then the whole ship just disintegrates, and you with
Oh,
it.
you know what it would be? It would be like a cryo grenade.
Ooh.
Area of effect, like if you're in its radius, you get frozen for like 3 to 5 seconds.
But just my luck, I, I would throw the cryo grenade and get stuck in it, or I would somehow still not get the kill after they've been frozen. Like I could totally see myself whiffing it really bad. Um,
Yeah,
but with Lost Ark, if it's fun.
it is.
It's truly
It's
fun. Like it feels like a really I'm not I don't I know it's disrespectful as it sounds. It feels like a really enjoyable mobile game. And when I say that, most mobile games that I really enjoy, I'm able to play while looking at something else, while talking to somebody, while you know what I mean? Like it doesn't feel like I'm not out here. I'm really not trying to disrespect the game. I'm not.
it's yeah, I think it could be better said that it's a fun MMO because MMOs can also be accredited to being like almost idle games.
Ah, okay. Okay. It's a really and then I like the fact that it reminds me of Diablo. Like it brings me back to the days of when I used to play Diablo 2. I didn't think any game would really be able to pull me back into top down action quote unquote button masher. Like I didn't think I would ever get back into that. And to be playing Lost Ark, it's pretty interesting. It's pretty trippy to me. Um, because I used to go to internet cafes to play Diablo 2. I remember recently when I went back to my parents' house, I came across an old copy of what was it? What was the Diablo 2 expansion? Not balls, but
I'd hope not.
Bow's Revenge or something. Um, it had I forgot who was on the cover of it. Button
Oh,
mashing is a
smog.
stress relief. Yeah, for real. Let me see. I gotta see this. Oh, Lord of
Man,
Destruction. Yeah, the Lord of Destruction expansion set. I remember that, and I found the case for it at my mom's, and I used to play a lot of Diablo 2. I don't think I ever got into Diablo 1. I think it was just before my time. Um,
well, thankfully now it's on your phone, so you don't have an excuse.
right, ain't that crazy? Like games that you used to have a whole computer for.
Don't
Um,
you guys have phones?
don't you guys all have phones? Bro, that had to
Yeah,
be one of the most um oh, what
it
a way
was
to just
it
shoot
was a
yourself in the foot.
corporate L.
Yeah, he took and then the fact that it's still referenced and like people in the gaming space still know about it. Thank
Like
God it's one of the smaller quote unquote communities, and it it it's still niche as hell, so most people won't remember it. But like to the deep divers, to the hardcore fans, that was a really huge mistake.
Yeah. Uh, to to Mr. Doge's point in the chat about his stress reliever, and then he says reliever.
Reliever.
Um, he knows all about stress relievers, so I'm gonna take his word on it.
Hey, there you go. Look at that. Mixing in the make sure to drop your info in there, kiddo.
That's
But
right. And for the record, we would have had you on this week, but we didn't think you'd want to be here back to back, so we gave you an off week.
we'll call in for reinforcements later.
That's right. And
Um
Aaron skips out on us next week.
wow. Oh, am I gonna skip out next week? Let me see.
Not that I know of, hopefully.
Like right, that's why I was like, am I like, do you know, is there like a holiday or something? But like nah,
Yeah,
hey
it's like
man,
I know. I
yeah,
know something you don't.
yeah, I was like, what the hell? But no, Lost
check
Ark scratches
check
so
your
many
brakes.
different, right? Oh lord, oh lord. Lost Ark freaking scratches so many different itches, and it looks good, it plays good, it responds well. I have a what's the word I'm looking for? It doesn't. Oh, the microtransactions. I haven't felt the need or urge to buy anything.
No.
That's
Usually in these kind of games it's relatively minor.
and that's trippy because you would think with a game that for one, well, maybe it's just we got lucky because of how old it is, but this is a game that I honestly thought would have been like pumping and pushing. What's the word I'm looking for? Microtransactions, like just in our face, and it really doesn't. Like it's not even like accidentally.
Mm. Could it be because it's being run by a company that is not Bethesda or EA?
That could may this could be a cultural thing. The
It
fact
it
that
could be as well, yeah.
yeah, it could just be a simple cultural thing.
I
Makes me
I
want to
wonder
go
how they make
play
their money
other.
then.
Well, I believe it's from the cosmetics. I mean, look how much detail they put into the basic. So you guys get to see me beat Margit, um, or Margit. I don't know if it's Margit or Margit, but you guys got to see me beat him on screen. But
Oh,
what?
I'm sorry, kiddo.
Oh yeah, my bad, bro. We'll definitely we'll square it away next time. But man, I can see myself this being the MMO that I play for a while. Especially it's free. Like that's can't beat free. If it's
You
free,
know,
it's for me.
SWOTOR is free, as well as ESO.
Yeah, but I don't like ESO because it feels like a knockoff of Skyrim. It like it it after playing Skyrim, it's hard for me to enjoy ESO. Now, if I had never played Skyrim, like let's say Oblivion was the last Elder Scrolls game I played, I would probably really enjoy ESO. Just from the feel of comp. You know what I mean? Like does that is that fair?
I mean, I can't say it's not fair, but
No, but what
it's more
let me
ESO. ESO is more MMO fighting than Skyrim fighting.
exactly, and that's a problem for me because I know I'm playing an Elder Scrolls game.
Yeah,
That
but
that would be like if XCOM came out with a first person shooter. I probably wouldn't want to play it.
I think you'll find they did. It was called Extermination or whatever.
See, no idea, did not play it.
No, you did with Dallas and Fam. I don't know what it was called. Elimination, Extermination. It started with an E.
You talking about Externus?
Externus.
Not Externus. Wait, are you talking about Rainbow Six?
Yeah. He was aliens. She was an alien first-person shooter.
Yeah, but see, that's a different world. I can live with that. But if they would have, if Fire Axis would have came out and said, "Hey, we're our next XCOM is a first person shooter," and everything about it was the XCOM universe, but it was just a first person like hero shooter, I I probably wouldn't want to play it. I'm just weird like that. Like
If
I'm
if Far Cry can get away with being called Skyrim with guns, whatever it's called can be get away with being called XCOM with first-person shooters.
I'll give you that, but I can see myself not playing it. Um, it's it's a weird thing with me, man. Like I got
Is
a
it
weird.
because you won't miss every other shot?
It no, you know what? It's a weird not quirk. What's the I don't know, it's just the way I look at it, man. It's super awkward. Like it just would throw me off way too much and I wouldn't want to play it. It would have to be some real god tier shooting. Or you and I okay, what example did I there was something recently that happened and I was like just change the name of it and change the lore a little bit instead of making it what it was. What did we talk about? What recently came out within the last couple weeks that just kind of fell flat and
Oh, is it the one you and Fam played?
yeah, what
Crossfire X?
Crossfire? No, not that.
I
That
don't.
was
I
some.
didn't. I don't know.
I don't know either. Well, for me, if something instead of just trying to sell something based on the brand, like just make a new IP. Because then for it, and when I say that, that's for the weirdos like me who get so attached to the IP that it's hard to walk away from whatever the core of that IP was. So whenever you see a game like completely shift, I'm like, I don't know, throw a new skin on it. Like throw a new skin on it, change the lore a bit. Like why do you have to lean in so heavily on the brand? And that's just me
What?
being weird because some people are like, well, let people create. Why can't people try something new? I forgot which I was talking to an artist. I don't that was like the main point they brought up. They were like, why aren't you allowing people to create? And I was like, you know what? Let me check myself because that is a good point. But for me, my response to that is, well, then just leave that franchise alone and start a new one.
So what you're saying is you won't play Elder Scrolls Auto?
Um, oh yes, yes, yes. I don't want to play Elder Scrolls Kart Racer.
No,
And
not
their
kart racer. Like a Grand Theft Auto type.
Elden
Elder
Ring,
Scrolls.
that sounds really weird.
But it would work.
It would work very well, and it just sounds super weird.
Imagine a fully fleshed out like Imperial City because that's like one of the bigger towns,
Yeah, it would have to be
and
that. Yeah,
it's just Grand Theft Auto. You get to steal someone's like I don't
horse.
know if they would want to because yeah, something I've always wanted is a modern day in quotations Elder Scrolls. So like
That
instead
would
of
be
like
dope.
because imagine like a because they have like the crossbows that were like hidden away. Imagine like a wizard combines magic or like fireball
Oh,
with
so you
a
saying
crossbow.
Cyberpunk 2077?
I'm just trying to make it work. I mean, if you just want
No,
to
but
full up
no,
go guns, I mean, you could do that, but it'd
no,
be
no,
risky.
no. Well, no, because let's look at Cyberpunk, right? They got smart tech. They have a bunch of different options in terms of the same gun. So you'll have like six different types of shotguns within one. You know what I mean? Like one get up, and um, huh. I could see somebody like white labeling over Cyberpunk, but making it a little more, adding some medieval hints to it and making it work. You already have the melee. You already that's funny. But to call it Elder Scroll, like that's where I would get thrown off is the moment you call it Elder Scrolls.
Think
I'm
of
super.
like, there's like a dark elf nightclub. and then you're like, we gotta go see the boss, and then it's just like
It's
an
a
orc.
orc. Yeah. You know what's funny? You know what's funny? That's Shadowrun. We're describing Shadowrun. Now that I think about it, we are
Or Coffee
literally,
Talk.
yeah, we're literally
Obviously a
describing,
different game, but it is a fantasy modern setting.
yeah. And I like the blends of I like that type of setting and that type of world, and that's because I used to play the heck out of Shadowrun, and Shadowrun had a like an arena first person shooter where it was all like there was no like open world. It was just like I just said, an arena shooter. That
Oh,
was a lot of fun.
you know what else we're describing?
Hmm.
RimWorld.
Ah, there you go.
They haven't really put aliens in it per se, but like the planet you're always on is basically just medieval and you get guns.
You see, like, dude, that's okay. That's just my weird like, just come up with something new. Like
Jeez.
okay, for example, Elden Ring, right? All Elden Ring is open world Dark Souls. Dark Souls. It has a lot more
Yeah,
voice acting, a lot more. It feels like there's a lot more voice acting. It has its traditional Dark Souls dungeons, but for the most part, it's very open world, and it's funny because like the Dark Souls mechanics really works very well because enemies respawn in certain areas regardless, just like in what's the word I'm looking for? Just like in Dark Souls. But I believe they changed the world on purpose just so people wouldn't get mad.
that so they couldn't call it Dark Souls 4 and then like the second title because they always have to have those Elden Ring.
Mm-hmm. I really believe that's why they changed the whole. Now, of course, I didn't look too deep into it or go do any deep dives or dev conversations or anything like that. But that's my assumption. Like, hey, we can use a lot of our same mechanics. We can expand on it. We can try new things without risking the fan base entirely because this isn't Dark Souls. This is Elden Ring. And it's funny.
Yeah,
It's like
you
the whole
nerd.
world is looking at this as it's something different. And I try to like people ask me like, oh, like while I'm streaming, we've had, oh, should I get it? And I'm like, look, man, if you know you got completely frustrated while playing Elden Ring, I mean Dark Souls, I would say do not do this to yourself.
Oh,
Like,
please no.
yeah, like don't go and spend 60, 70, or $60 on a game that you hated its predecessors. That makes no sense. Like I haven't bought a platformer, like just a traditional platform in a long time. So I'm all of a sudden not gonna go buy like I'm not gonna go purchase that Kirby game that's coming out. Like I haven't played a traditional platformer in so long. So I'm just like, why would I go and do that to myself? What up, Mini Yeti? Um, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's like I know my taste, and I know some people who are just they don't like to feel extremely frustrated while they're gaming. Like it's not even a matter of difficulty, it's just like this game will beat you up, and then when you fall down it'll stomp on you, and then it'll call its friends in to stomp on you, and then once you respawn they'll sit around your runes that you dropped, which is your
Oh.
currency and the ability to. They don't. I'm lying. They don't sit around your runes, but it's still funny. I think this guy jumps off a cliff. Let me see. Is this the dude? Somebody jumps off the cliff.
How do you
Well,
recover your runes? I thought we already saw it happen.
oh yeah, that never mind. That was earlier.
I don't
Uh,
remember.
but you recover your runes by running over where you died at, and then you go and you press Y, and then you recover all your runes. But did I just like rant and transition into Elden Ring?
Yeah, you did. And too bad for Mini Yeti and how he missed the scathing review of Skull.
Yeah, Minietta, you missed it, man. We talked. No, I'm totally lying, bro. Don't believe Johnny. We did not talk about Skull at all. That's freaking hilarious. Why do I
I
feel like
seem
we
to
have to
recall
play it
him.
and like beat it and then write a review on it just for Minietta? That'd be hilarious. I think I might do that. Like any game I beat, just kind of write a light review about it.
Ooh.
Even if it's an older title, like some type of retrospective or something. Like I know I basically did that for Fable. You guys can
You
find it on
did.
Level One Gaming, level1gaming.com, LV1gaming.com. I
Level one gaming. You want to subscribe and like right now, and go on the website and read all the articles right now.
yeah, right now. Sunday. Um,
Subscribe now. Get the level one bundle for the next 30 days.
yeah, now get it now.
Oh
Um,
god.
but it's it's a total trip. I'm gonna kind of kick back the video a bit. There you go to Margit. But you should do that for Skull and Elden Ring. I probably will. I believe we have somebody who's writing up a review for Elden Ring. I'll probably just do some opinion pieces about it. Like I have one that's going to be coming out tomorrow, just kind of talking about the state of not the state of the game, but my personal thoughts on it. Not a formal review or anything, but I believe somebody on the team is working on a review for Elden Ring.
When are we gonna
But
get a Elden Ring YouTube video that's basically highlighting the exploits, like you did
uh
for Dying Light?
I have, you know what? I personally haven't found an exploit yet. Not one, not one worth bragging about. Like I've done a lot of farming. Like I know, and shout out to Aircuts for the win. There's a the first main area before the gate before you get to this castle that I'm in that you're watching on screen. There is a bunch of people who, if you kill them all, you get around 1,000 souls. It does take quite a bit to kill them, but it is a for sure way to get around 1,000 souls per run. Um, and what else do we got? I'm trying to think. Like, figure out a way to figure out a way to master horse combat. And there's actually 4 attacks. That actually be a pretty good short. I'll put one out because most people don't know it because I barely found out on accident because I try not to button mash in this game. But there's 4 attacks while you're on mount, while you're on your steed. I didn't know that until I accidentally pressed a button. And there is left and right quick attack, and then there's like a heavy swing, heavy attack when you're actually and then it varies on what weapon you're carrying.
Ooh, does that mean you can be a horse archer and not even have to like get close to him?
Kind of, sort of, yeah. I seen a spirit. You know how the remnants of other characters' actions and exploits, they're visible to you while you're in the world. I was getting ready to fight the Dark Cavalier, I believe his name is. He's a like a knight in all black with a black spirit giant horse, and he sits on the bridge at night, right outside of town. Yeah, some weapons you can double swing. Yeah, there's a bunch of different stuff, and I know that's not the most common knowledge. It One thing I've learned about gaming, most things are not common knowledge. Like
Is that right?
yeah, it's funny as heck. Like, oh, everybody knows this. No, surprisingly, a lot of people don't. Like, oh, I didn't know you could. Uh, I didn't like. Okay, for example, I didn't. I was worried about getting rid of an ability that one of my weapons had. It was called Stance or Ready Stance or something like that, and it does this dope arcing swing that takes a lot of damage. I was afraid to get rid of it, so I was looking around the world trying to find another weapon to try adding different ashes of war to, because I didn't want to completely waste that ability because it made it sound like it goes away and it never comes back. Well, come to find out, you can get rid of your ashes of war, and it'll go back to whatever ability was tied to the weapon originally. So yeah, so I was worried for nothing. But I wasn't gonna risk that weapon's ability to test it because it's not like that you can save scum in this game. Like I had my little brother playing before he played this in Red Dead. I had to really explain to him, do not kill any NPCs, please, for the love of everything, for the love of Elden Ring and praising the sun. Do not kill any NPCs because they will be gone forever.
Ooh, the first thing I would have told him is to kill every NPC and then quickly save the game.
Oh, well, it auto saves, like
Oh, you
every
don't
little
even have
thing
to
you do.
save.
Oh, every little thing you do, it just automatically saves. I haven't came
Oh,
across a point
voila.
where, like, oh hey, let me just die real quick and I'll go back to that one moment. No, every little thing that happens registers. It's pretty intense.
Does
And
that include like like super important characters that are giving you stuff like quests?
yeah, so okay, there was a moment where apparently if you get to a certain point in the game before talking to the lady who gives you your ashes of war, not your ashes of war, your spirit ashes and then your spirit bell, if you don't talk to her before you get to a certain point, you then have to wait for a very long time to see her again. And then you have to like it stretches almost to the midpoint of the game when it was something you should have gotten in the beginning. And then if you don't get it at that point, you got to go to the home base area and buy it for a bunch of souls. It's like really expensive. But it's
Now,
a
is this do you have to go out of your way to miss this?
kind of sort of, yeah. You can miss a lot in this game. Like I was
Well,
fighting. Oh, go ahead.
yeah, I was just gonna say, like missing stuff is fine, but like, it, I don't know if I like the idea of a game potentially like not giving you a very fundamental item.
Oh, 100%, bro. I had the spirit, right? The spirit which you can summon. But I couldn't summon the spirit because I didn't have the spirit bell. So I could have went the entire rest of the game with having spirits and all these things and not being able to summon them. For sure.
Uh,
Like and it
okay,
would
so
it
now
would have
that's
never,
whack.
but that is the essence of Soulsborne games. Just like I could act like there's an area that Mini Yeti's always trying to get me to go fight this giant dragon. It's literally to the right of the intro of the game. There is a giant dragon that hangs out and it's right like not even a football field away from where you first step out into the open world of the game. That's the type of game Elden Ring is.
And I guess this is why I've never really gotten into the Soulsborne franchise or series of games.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
just not good enough.
I'm not gonna say it's a thing of being good. I'll say it's a simple thing of you have to find some type of enjoyment in this. Um, and maybe I'm just some weird masochist. I don't know. But I really enjoy getting good. Like I find joy in it. And then one thing I will say is there's very few moments in this game that don't feel fair. Like there's very few times where I'm like, okay, that was bullcrap. Like if I die, it's because I misstepped. It's because I didn't have enough stamina. I weaved when I should have bobbed. You know what I mean? Like that type of stuff.
When
It
you
feels very sound.
like when you can't jump onto a fan.
That felt stupid. Like that's why it was so like it out of everything to be randomly hard in that game. And then that was another issue. I wasn't expecting a Dark Souls experience while playing Jedi Fallen Order. That's what he's talking about with the jumping, with the fan, because it was like anytime the fans came up, just go ahead and chalk it up as I'm going to be dying at least 3 or 4 times minimum.
Yeah, that really panned your death count.
Yeah, like it was so weird and it didn't connect, and then it felt like it should have been a more sticky experience, and it was very fluid, and it was like, in this moment, this is Dark Souls.
Yeah,
Like,
so
you
it
need,
was really telling you that you weren't good enough.
yes, you can grind and come back later to kill bosses. Yes, absolutely. Um, and then like the grinding feels a lot better because it's got the whole open world vibe, and then you can fast travel just about anywhere, where there's a site of grace, of course. Um, I'll say, I'll one thing that's caught me about Elden Ring, right, is the surprising factor, because I've been on record like I'm like super important. There's plenty of videos and podcasts of me saying Elden Ring is going to be the game that a bunch of people buy, and then after within a short amount of time, nobody, like the large masses, are not going to be playing it.
Oh, like 2042.
Yes, but for totally different reasons. Not because it's broken, but because it's not what people expected. Because they marketed this game, and maybe this just proves the power of marketing, that you can market any game and it's going to do well if you throw enough marketing behind it. Because
Um,
not that this game is fun, not fun, but I would classify this as a very niche genre of games, and it's extremely weird to see how many people are playing it right now. And like Johnny brought up a point earlier, he was like, "Oh, why don't you go and start like just jumping into random people's worlds and beating them up and collecting a bunch of like loot around it, right?" Because that, in my opinion, that makes sense. Like, hey, there's not like most people who are playing Elden Ring right now are not people who've played Dark Souls games. The numbers say so. Like, there's probably more new people to the genre than anything else, right?
I believe it.
Isn't that fair?
Well, I mean, I haven't really been following it or the metrics, so you'd be the better judge.
Well, crazy enough, right now there's just for example, there's 363,000 people on Twitch currently watching it, like right now. I don't think any Souls game has had viewership like this. But what's
All the big
crazy
names
is,
taking their
yeah,
time out of Valorant to play it.
crazy enough, I'm seeing a bunch of new names that I've never really seen in the space. Like just people who are just new to me. Like they've probably been around and been doing it forever, but you know. Well, the thing that catches me, that has me like so surprised, is I'm hearing people that I interact with who normally do not play these type of games having a lot of fun playing it. Like they're like, it's hard, but I'm having a good time. And I am shocked by this. I did not expect that. I expected more rage quitting. I expected a bunch of like uninstall and return videos. I expected, not because the game's bad, but because people were walking into something expecting one thing and getting Dark Souls. But
Well, if the marketing was really that good, I'm sure people understand that it's just Dark Souls, but people are getting into it now because it's not the fourth installment of an already existing franchise and something new.
and this is why, goes back to my point of rebranding and creating a new IP, because it's like you get to ignore the old, like it's a fresh start. Oh, this game's gonna be different.
Cue Kylo Ren saying, "Let the past die. Kill it if you have to."
But right, I mean, like, let's be honest here.
And if it's Dark Souls, they would love to kill anything.
Yeah, exactly. And Flameser brings up a great point for those who aren't on Twitch. I think it's fair to say Elden Ring has the largest amount of new people playing a Souls game. Very true. And I wonder how many people bought this game truly not understanding that this was a Souls game. And maybe because they didn't know it was a Souls game, the idea of it being difficult wasn't at the forefront of it, so it wasn't scary. Now it's just challenging. But like, do you get what I'm saying?
With that being said, though, how many people do you think did the same thing with Fallen Order?
Well, I think Fallen Order, when played on normal, it's not as bad. I don't think too many people go into the difficulty settings and crank it up to max. I did that just because I'm crazy and I don't know why, but I did it, and it added. Funny enough, it added legs to that game because who knows how I would have probably beat it right away. Not right away, but I would have beat it within the same time frame that I invested in it if it
You
wasn't
can't
on
see
the
me, but
hardest
I'm lifting
difficulty.
an eyebrow right now.
Well, Jedi Fallen Order was easier. Yeah, of course. But if you played it on Jedi Master, it is very much Elder Scrolls, a Dark Souls game. Like,
But what if you've never played a Souls game? Obviously, it'll be easy to someone who's played Dark Souls, but to
yes. Oh,
an
that's the angle you're
upcomer,
taking it. Um I think it would have been a great introductory game because it wouldn't have had all the negative history behind it like Soulsborne games do. But that's the magic of Elden Ring. So it's got the open world mechanics, it's got a map, it's got deep customization, it's got a bunch of different classes. Hey, Flames, or correct me if I'm wrong, is this the most classes they've had in one game? I felt like there was a lot of classes for some reason.
I mean, they had
Um,
the Gretchen and Prisoner, so I mean, I guess that's new.
yeah, see, okay, Mini Yeti, you bring up a good point. Jedi Fallen Order was my first somewhat Souls game. And you probably, if they would have marketed it as that, I don't think it would have sold as well.
What, as like an introductory Dark Souls game?
Yeah, if they would have called it like a Souls light game, if they would have referenced it that way, I don't think it would have did as well as it sold as well as it did, simply
You're
because of
probably
the
right.
yeah, just it. People would have been like, well, why? If I wanted to play Dark Souls, I would have bought Dark Souls. Like I could hear it now. Um, but oddly enough, it really worked out. And I didn't hear like I heard about how difficult it was. I experienced it myself, but I didn't hear major complaints around how difficult the game was.
Yeah. I never played Fallen Order, just for transparency, because I was still upset over the way they treated Episode 9, and so I
That's
was
fair.
kind of anti Star Wars.
That's fair. That's fair. Like I'd recommend if you can get a hold of it for very cheap. Just it's definitely worth your time. They do a good job with the story. The world is amazing. It looks amazing. The actors are top tier.
Oh
It,
yeah,
it's
I've seen
it
that.
yeah, it's definitely worth it.
It's
Um,
Joker, man.
yep, and he's a great actor.
Yeah. Too
Um,
bad you have to be a Jedi for the 10th time in a row.
oh, okay. So Elden Ring has the same amount of classes. Dark Souls 3, 10 classes. It just felt like a lot. Um, for some reason, it felt like more than usual. But it's been a long time since I played Dark Souls 3, so that's probably why. But
Uh-oh.
um,
Mini Yeti said your favorite thing.
my favorite thing. Okay, it's not my favorite thing, but it just works for me. That's my that's my answer. It works
you're,
for me. It it it,
you're
it
you're
re-
you're the Diablo guy. You all got Game Pass on you, don't you?
yeah. Everybody has Game Pass, right? But folks, we're hitting that final minute, and I don't want to have to rewind this video again, because it's only like 48 minutes. It's like not a full hour, so I had to
Oh,
crank
I
it
gave
back.
you B-roll.
You sure did. But I just had this. I already had it downloaded. I don't know why. We'll be able to use that for next run. Um, I apologize. So that before we go, this game, this moment right here, this was not in the server, the beta, the server test. It was a different enemy. and he was like a Spider Man thing. He was just really big and obnoxious, and it made no sense. But this worked out perfect. That it was a knight, and he was still super strong. But folks, that we're in the final minutes, final moments. That's my thoughts on everything. Elden Ring, Lost Ark. I definitely recommend folks go out and pick up Lost Ark if you got a PC that can run it. I've heard people talk about they can run it on potatoes. It gets a little stuttery, but they can still enjoy it. But yes, folks, please, please, please go check out Lost Ark. Elden Ring, I'll say this. If you already do not like Dark Souls, wait for a sale. You know, I can't tell you what to do with your money. But will Lost Ark ever go on console? It's possible. It has great controller function. It's not an impossible thing. I don't see it happening anytime soon unless somebody makes some type of partnership deal, which we all know that is all the rage right now, partnerships and acquisitions. But yeah, so that's my final thoughts on tonight. What you got, Johnny? Even though I sat here and
Um,
took up all the talking time, I'm so sorry.
yeah, and you were gonna say I was gonna carry the episode.
I really did say that.
Lost Ark, play it if you have the room. I mean, it's 80 gigs, so I mean, if you don't, then you're not really missing out on much. Elden Ring, it looks cool. I'm not gonna play it. I'm just gonna watch Baron play it. Uh, you know, what else did we talk about? First person shooter, XCOM looks great. Uh, Elder Scroll Auto, needs to be made. And
That does
Long Live
sound
the
fun.
Empire. Reject the lies of the elves.
And I honestly, I do see Elden Ring getting Game of the Year the way it's moving. I totally see it.
It's only February. We still have time.
We still have a lot of time, but
Everybody calls the newest release game of the year upon release. Don't worry about it.
you know what's funny? I didn't see it that way with Horizon, but with
Oh, I
this,
mean, everybody that owns a PlayStation is probably going to be nominating
yeah,
it. You already know.
yeah,
Think of the
yeah.
Peach Fuzz, Baron. The Peach Fuzz.
Peach Fuzz. Oh Lord. All right, guys, it's been real. Mini Yeti, we just came up with a bunch of fake games to try to get me to feel weird about them. But yeah, much love, guys. Peace.